Hello again, it's Marcus, back here in the Decaffeinated Horror Studio. This week we're going to be looking at Mario Bava's 1960 movie Black Sunday and a bonus unboxing of DANZA MACABRA, Volume 4. Thanks for joining me for another episode of my vlog. Every week here, I'll be adding to my collection of Giallo films and Italian horror films on Blu-ray. So this week, we are going to be looking at the Mario Bava Italian Gothic horror classic from 1960, Black Sunday, or The Mask of Satan, if you prefer. Now, and Mario Bava is he's the godfather of Italian horror. After this landmark movie, he went on to direct The Girl Who Knew Too Much in '63, which is arguably the first Giallo film ever. The year after that, he did Blood and Black Lace, which was such an influential Giallo movie. And the problem here is I want to add some of these movies to my collection. I don't own much of anything from Mario Bava, but it's very confusing what's out there. Black Sunday appears to be available in a 4K from Screen Factory. I saw an ad for that. I think it's current. Blood and Black Lace, there's a 4K from Arrow, I think. Hatchet for a Honeymoon. I have a DVD here from, I don't know, 15 years ago almost. I can't get a Blu-ray yet. There's an out-of-print box set from Arrow. There's another box set that costs like $200 that has mixed reviews. So we're just going to forego all that. I want to take a look at Black Sunday. I want to give some time to Mario Bava. We haven't even talked about him yet. So let's take a good hard look, a deep dive into Black Sunday. So before we get into Black Sunday, which I did watch last night for the first time in, I don't know, like 30 years. I barely remembered it, to be honest. I wanted to get into some of the background of the movie. It's really pretty interesting. So this was Mario Bava's directorial debut. He had been working in film for about 20 years at this point, various roles like production assistant, worked his way up to being a cinematographer, and was finally given the opportunity to direct his own movie. So what Bava did, he outlined a story loosely based on a story by the Russian novelist Nicholas Gogol, and I'm sure I just nailed that pronunciation. So from there was a lot of other screenwriters involved, some uncredited in the final movie. They hammered out the screenplay, which became Black Sunday. I know at one point Bava sort of joked how there was nothing remaining from the original short story. That's how much they transformed it. So when the movie was released in Italy, it did okay. It did fine. It did turn Barbara Steele, Scream Queen, classic Scream Queen Barbara Steele, into a star in Italy. But it did much better later on when it was released in America. What happened is Sam Markoff, one of the co-owners of American International Pictures, he bought the rights to the movie, and his company, they cut about 4 minutes from the movie. They re-edited it, redubbed it, and it was a big hit in the United States. It, gave a shot in the arm to AIP, and it sort of gave a small revival to Gothic horror again in American movies. So yeah, that's the background. Let's get into the film itself, though, because it's a fantastic piece of work. Let's get into the story itself. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, or maybe you're like me, you haven't seen it in decades and need that refresher. So the movie opens in the 1600s. A witch or Satanist character played by Barbara Steele. She's been sentenced to death for her evil sorcery. Her and her companion are tied up at the stake, and they take a bronze mask with like spikes in the inside of the mask, place it on their faces, and then the executioner like hammers those masks into their face. Pretty gruesome imagery for 1960, I'd say. But before they get burned at the stake, A sudden storm occurs, which stops the proceedings, so they're never fully burned up. So we jump forward 200 years, and I don't think I'm really spoiling much to tell you that two professors or doctors who are exploring her tomb accidentally revive her. Oh, and she's also been reincarnated into a local woman. So Barbara Steele plays a dual role here, the evil version and the young innocent character. She plays it quite nicely too. So the evil princess is planning to drain the life from her young counterpart. And I guess I don't want to say too much more. I'd rather you see the movie if you haven't, and explore it yourself. But the movie is really well done. I mean, there are no like jump scares, by modern standards, but there's growing suspense, a real sense of dread. There's some real visceral gore, at least in this black and white imagery in 1960, as much as you can do. Some surreal images, and the acting is quite good. Like Barbara Steele is quite good. I really like the actor who played the older professor or doctor in the movie. But really, the best part of this movie is the cinematography. Bava had that background. It's a really beautiful looking movie, and let's talk about some of those individual shots in the movie. So, Mario Bava's classic Italian Gothic horror, which brings us to this bonus segment unboxing some Italian Gothic horror. So this is DANZA MACABRA Volume 4. I got this from Seven Films recently. This came out in 2025, and I never seen any of these movies, barely looked at the packaging, so this is really a discovery for me. Yeah, this came out in September of last year from Severin. Uncut and uncensored, it says. All right. So let's get this out of here. And I love this hard case for these movies. So we got 4 movies in here. Just slide this cover right off. Oh, look at this. I'm excited already. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, 4 classic movies of the Italian Gothic horror. I'm just taking these out randomly. I know a little bit about them, but never seen any of them before. So we have Terror Creatures from the Grave. Yeah, take a good look at that. Hopefully that shows up. This is actually from 1965. It's in black and white. It's the oldest movie in the set. It's a 2-disc collection, which includes the US and Italian versions. This, by the way, also has Barbara Steele in it, who we just saw or talked about. The basic story is the attorney who investigates the estate of a deceased, like, occultist. So there's, spirits that are coming up and all sorts of horrors that unfold, I'm guessing. But Terror Creatures in the Grave. Yep. And, oh, I like this. Different artwork on the 2 discs. Nice. Severin. They know it. You've heard it. I love them. They're great. All right. Let's see. Next up is Night of the Damned. Oh, and this one, this could fall into that salacious category, I would say. This is the 1971 movie. A journalist couple in this movie, they're doing like an investigation. There's castles, there's witches, there's black magic, there's a fair amount of nudity, I understand. I think there's even an X-rated cut of this movie. I don't know if it's on here, but I knew it existed. So, yeah, this is a steamy movie, is what my understanding. Only 1 disc, but cool artwork on that disc. Moving right along here, folks. Whoa, this looks steamy. Geez, can I show this? The Devil's Wedding Night. Not sure if I can. Look at the back, though, huh? So, this could be a steamy one too, I guess. This movie is from '73. They're 2 rival brothers. They're both searching for a magic ring, which I know that sounds hokey. I'm sure it's much better than that. This movie, when they brings them to Transylvania, I know it's a greatly influenced by the Hammer movies. So that should be exciting. I can't wait to see that one as well. Lastly, what do we have here? Baba Yaga. And this is a rather suggested title, but I think I can show this one at least. So yeah, this is a 3 disc collection with 4+ hours of special features. Oh, that's right, because this has the bonus soundtrack CD in it too. Ooh, look at this. There's that. So this is 3 discs. Some sort of card in here. This, I don't know what this is, but some cool artwork. I think this might be the songs. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but the tracks from the CD. So yeah, this looks really cool. This is a 1973 movie. Carol Baker's in it, who was in like a half dozen Gialli. Um, this movie, I know there's a fashion photographer. She encounters like a seductive sorceress. I guess these movies are going to be a little bit, on the steamy side, more so than I realized. But um, I guess that goes hand in hand with Gothic horror. But all these movies, looking at descriptions here, I mean, they're just loaded with features. There's trailers, there's like bonus short films, there's loads of audio commentaries on all the movies. Wow, I haven't seen that much in the way of Gothic Italian horror. A lot of Hammer movies I've seen. So I'm really, oh, look at this. A wild Italian sex horror madness is how it's described. All right, we're in for a treat. I got to start watching these movies. Well, that about wraps up this week's vlog. I really appreciate everyone that watches. I had a real good time this week, and DANZA MACABRA. We're gonna circle back. I'm gonna watch these movies so we can do a part 2 to this, review it properly. And it was great to talk about Mario Bava this week. Been meaning to get around to him. You know, we've done a couple episodes on Dario Argento. That does leave Lucio Fulci. Those are like the 3 main directors in Italian horror. Got to do an episode on him. I've been thinking about it for a while, so that'll be coming up soon. Also, future episodes, I'm going to finally get back to doing the Giallo Essential box sets. There's 3 more of those I want to review, and all sorts of stuff coming up. So, of course, subscribe, like here on YouTube, and hey, track me down on Blue Sky and Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm there lots. I love talking about horror movies. I love to hear some feedback. So, yeah, we'll see you again next week. Well,